What's going on, everybody? Alex here with Nickens Landscaping and Excavating. In today's video, we are thinking snow, or I am thinking snow. It's November 3rd, and every year, November 1st is my goal to get my stuff down. Haven't done it yet this year. Usually seems like I'm dragging my feet a little bit, but the first week in November is a good time for us here in central southern Illinois to get our stuff down. So been looking at a lot of predictions, watching a lot of videos, Farmer's Almanac, all that stuff, and it looks like it's going to be a doozy. We have not had a good winter here as far as amount of snow. When I say good winter, I want snow. A lot of people think good winter and they don't want snow. So for those people, it has been a good past couple years, but for us in the snow and ice management game, it has been not good at all, really, the past 3 years or so. We've had good winters in the past decade, but we've definitely had more that were bad than good, so we can definitely use it. So I'm praying that all this stuff is right, but everything that I'm seeing says it's going to be below average as far as temperature and above average as far as precipitation. So that is a good recipe for success for us in the snow and ice management game. So that's what we got as far as predictions for now. That will develop more and get closer and closer to actually what's going to happen as we get closer and closer to winter. But as of now, as of November 3rd, that's what we're seeing. That's what the pros are saying. That's what all the predictions are coming out as for us. So happy to see that, but we'll see where that leads. So now we start thinking, now that we know what we're going to get, or maybe what we're going to get, we start thinking about equipment, what we need to do, what we need to change, any contracts that we need to button up. I think all of our contracts are done. I'm waiting on one place. Someone just contacted me last week about a decent place that's right here next to our shop. So hopefully that comes through, but really that's it. I think this year we're at 24 places. We downsized a little bit. Last year we were at 31 or 32 is where we ended up for the season. So this year we are downsizing a little bit, but I don't think I'm gonna have as much help, and I'm actually gonna have a baby here. My wife is due January 2nd. So I knew that, and we also kind of wanted to back off snow a little bit. We've had too much in the past, and it gets too hectic, and if you don't have every piece of help that you need, it just gets out of hand, and guys end up sleep deprived, and you end up breaking things and crashing things, and it's just not good. So for us, based on past experience, based on where we're at now, my brother also just had a baby. He's my right-hand man. There's only a few of us here, so with that being said, and with me knowing kind of how we were going to be laying coming into this winter, I backed off a few. We were servicing one town that was about 15-20 minutes from our shop, and it was the one kind of eyesore. When you looked at the map, everything was pretty close as far as route density, and then you had this group that was way over here. So I got rid of those, and that's pretty much all that we did. There was a couple associated with those where it was multiple properties under one company, so we ended up losing a few others that were connected with those, you could say. So that's pretty much where we reduced our amount of properties that we're going to take care of. So I just got rid of the stuff that was farthest away, the stuff that was most burden on us, I guess you could say. So now that we know exactly where we're at as far as contracts, as far as the amount of square footage we got to cover, the amount of sidewalks, all that stuff, we know exactly where we're going to sit. So now we start looking at equipment and figure out what we're going to do. And honestly, I don't think I need any equipment. I am going to try to swap out. Let me go through our equipment real quick here, and then we'll say what we may tweak a little bit. But what we run is 2 Chevy 3500s. Those both have Boss plows on them. It's 2 of our newer trucks for this year, but they're going to have the same plows. So we'll gear those up. I'll probably make a video of installing the plow mount and the wiring and stuff on one of those trucks. But we've got a 2018 3500 that's got a dump bed on it, and a 2019 3500 that's got a dump bed on it. And those will each get Boss plows. We've got let me think about this. We've got a 7.5 poly. We've got an 8-foot poly. Those are both Super Duty Boss plows, and then we've also got an EXT Boss, which that's the one I really like. So that EXT will probably end up going on my truck, which is the 2019. And then we've got the other 2. I don't know if we're going to get another truck for this winter. I think we're probably just going to ride the 2 trucks, so we'll have a backup. That 7.5 poly will be a backup. And both of those poly straight blades have the Boss wings on them. So those are super nice, super simple. I love them for the simplicity. It's kind of like the Dirt Monkey Stan Genetics philosophy. Keep it stupid simple. The more simple it is, the easier it's going to be for everyone. The easier it is to repair, the easier it is to diagnose, so on and so forth. So I love those straight blades, but the XT is cool too. So that's our 3 truck plows. And then we've also got 2 Arctic sectionals. I've got a 10.5 LD and I've got a 13 LD. And we run those on Bobcat T595 skid loaders. And I'm actually trying to trade the 13 LD for a 10.5 LD just to downsize that plow a little bit. It's a little bit much for the 595 when we get a decent amount of snow. So if anybody wants to trade, hit me up. I'll show you that here at the end of this video. I'll show that 13 in case anyone is interested in that. So that's what we've got for our plows. And then we've also got a little homemade Meyer, I think it's a 6.5 or 7 foot plow that we put on our MT85 if need be. We can use that on sidewalks or whatever. But that one doesn't really get used very much. It's usually just the 2 trucks and the skid steers. So that's what we'll be running for the most part. And then for our salt spreaders, we've got all of our salt spreaders are Salt Dog. We love the Salt Dogs. Again, super simple. There's no computers, no nothing like that. You have a controller, you have wiring, and you have the spreader. So it's super simple. Love those things. But we've got a 4,000 buyers. I think it's a Pro 4,000. No, it's a SHPE 4000, then we have an SHPE 2000, and then we've got a Pro 3000 that has the chain drive. I can actually show you guys those here real quick. They're sitting right in front of me. So right there, you'll see our 3 spreaders up there on the shelf. But this one over here on the end is that Pro 3000. That's got the chain drive. That's got the lids and everything. That's a new one. We bought that brand new, I think 2 years ago. And then right in the middle here, we've got the SHPE 2000. We've had that thing for probably 5 years. Great spreader. Love that thing. And then we've got the SHPE 4000 down here, which we actually just bought last year. I found it on Facebook Marketplace, and it was a good deal. So I said, what the hey, we might as well get that because I did want a backup spreader. So my plan for this year is to use the 4000 and the 3000, and that 2000 will just be our backup in case something happens. So, or if we get another truck, we're ready to go. I'm still debating buying a 3rd truck for this year. Don't really need it, but it would be nice to have a backup just to make sure that everything's kosher. So that could change, but that's basically where we're at on that, guys. So let me know in the comments if you got any questions. Let me know in the comments what you guys are running, but that's what we're going to be running here for this 2024-2025 season. And again, we're in the 24-25 property range. We're going to be running 3 to 4 guys is what we should be able to get everything done in. So in a reasonable amount of time, depending on the snow. But typically that's what we got, 3 or 4 guys. So, all right, I'm going to show you guys that LD13 real quick, just in case anybody's interested in trading. And then that'll be it for this one. And a quick plug for my boys over at the Snow Jobs Podcast. If you guys don't know about the Snow Jobs Podcast and you're in snow and ice management, you better check it out. It's a great podcast. Listen to it a lot in the wintertime, and yeah, it's about that time. So just quick plug for those guys. Awesome guys. Go check it out. We've got an episode on there too. I'll try to put that in here. I don't remember off the top of my head what episode number that is, but I'll put that in here and you can listen to our snow story. And real quick on my way out, I'll show you guys our sidewalk units. Here's our skids that's one of them. This one has snow tracks on it, which is awesome. This one does not, so that's got to change, and these tracks are absolutely thrashed. I'll show you this side. This machine has 1,700 hours on it. We bought it brand new, and these are the original tracks. But you can see they're on their last leg. They're tore up. Somewhere back there, there's a huge chunk missing out, so honestly, I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of nervous to use this machine. We do have a brand new set of tracks sitting on a pallet that are from this other machine that came off when it had 400 hours on it, so may throw those on there for the time being. But before we start plowing, I need to get some new tracks. All right, another sidewalk machine. I guess I can go through these. This is our Toro snow blowers. They're great, 721s and a 621, I think, in there. Some of them have the, I don't know if you can see this, it's not really bright enough. Can't. Some of them have the Cage Innovations paddles on them, which is super nice. I like those a lot, but this one does for sure, and I think one of these other ones does. But that's what we got for that. Sidewalk spreader, we've got this, which is great, Chapin, and then we've also got a Lesco and a Spiker. So we've got 3 different spreaders. None of them are honestly awesome. This one is cool, but it's really hard to push. The setup is great, but it feels like the gearbox is almost too tight or something on that one. That one's cool, but the Spiker is probably my favorite, easiest to use, rolls really easily. So, all right, let's go check out this LD13 and wrap this one up. All right, so here are our Arctics. This one last year, if you scroll back in our videos, I refurbished that one, painted it up, painted the outsides black and put our logo on it. So that turned out super nice, but that's a 10.5, and then this one here is the 13, but this one is just a little bit big for us. We can use it, we do use it, we will use it if we don't trade it, but it's got a skid coupler on it. It's a nice plow, nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's got a little bit of surface rust, but nothing crazy. If you look down there, it's still in pretty good shape. And with all this, I don't think it says what year it is. It doesn't, but LD13, if anyone's interested, let me know. We're in St. Louis, so I prefer you come to me because I feel like whoever trades me is going to be the one getting the better end of the stick, but it's just a little bit too big for us. So let me know if you're interested. All right, guys, that's all we got for this one, I think. If you got any additional thoughts, leave those down in the comments. Like I said, I'll be sure to answer any questions or concerns that are down there. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. We post a lot of snow and ice management related content. We also post a lot of landscaping and excavating content. So if you're into any of that stuff, we do repairs and all that kind of fun stuff in the shop too. So any of that stuff, be sure to consider subscribing.